What's up today on People Now? It's a brand new day. Taylor Swift and BTS dropped new singles, and we are anything but calm.
Cardi B says she is done getting plastic surgery. Hear what she had to say. Oh,
Why is Jennifer Lawrence crying over her bachelorette party?
Aldous Hodge tells us about working with Kevin Bacon and building watches. Yes, he's an expert horologist. Wow, I think I just learned a new word.
I did too. Plus, we are live with JEANNIE to The Real to get the scoop on her new mini golf competition series, Holy Moly, and so much more.
It's Friday and we're feeling good. It's all today on People Now. Let's go.
Happy Friday, everyone. And Jeremy's out today, so the lovely Mako is joining us.
Hi.
We're learning new words.
We are learning new words, and it's Friday.
And it's Friday. We have a lot to get to today, so we're going to jump right in. Here's what you need to know and what's trending today. Starting on a very sad note. Professional volleyball player Eric Zaun has died after jumping from a window of his Atlantic City hotel room. Officers from the Atlantic City Police Department responded just after 5:30 p.m. local time on Tuesday to a report of a man found dead in the parking lot of the Borgata Hotel Casino and Spa.
That's right. Detectives investigating the scene found that Zaun had jumped from the window of his hotel room, which was located on the 29th floor. According to News 12 New Jersey, Zaun was just 25 years old and originally from Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
The AVP Pro Beach Volleyball Tour, where Zaun made his debut in 2017, paid tribute to the athlete on Instagram. The post reads, "The AVP is deeply saddened by the sudden passing of Eric Zaun. Our prayers and thoughts are with his family and friends at this time. He will be deeply missed."
Indeed. Zaun won AVP's Rookie of the Year in 2017 after graduating from Limestone College in South Carolina.
He shared a number of volleyball-themed photos on his Instagram, even captioning one picture, "June is going to be a good month." On Wednesday, a forum for volleyball players called the Sand Wannabes shared a tribute to Zaun on Facebook, remembering one time he dropped by Aussie's Grill and Beach Bar in Austin. It said in part, "A few Sand Wannabes to many got to know Eric on different levels at different times, from his NVL days to current AVP days. And those interactions, from watching him play with so much intensity to casual convos, were always memorable. It's a sad day."
Truly, the Borgata did not immediately respond to people's requests for comment. We here at People Now are thinking of Eric, his family, and his friends in the volleyball community at this time.
Yes, and guys, if you or someone you know is considering suicide, please contact the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at the numbers below, or go to suicidepreventionlifeline.org. All right, we move on to this. Taylor Swift fans are anything but calm today. The singer just released a new single called You Need to Calm Down. Let's listen.
Hey, I will be jamming out to this tune all day. So the song acts as a pride anthem, and it's calling out mean keyboard warriors and anti-pride protesters. And it's here just in time for June, which is Pride Month.
Woo.
Right? Yeah. In the song, she includes a shout out to the LGBTQ organization GLAAD with the lyrics, "Why are you mad when you could be glad?"
Makes a really good point,
I know,
right?
that's gonna be my next Instagram caption.
And this song is a bop. Swift also revealed in an Instagram Live on Thursday that the full Lover album will be dropping on August 23rd. It's going to feature 18 tracks.
Oh, yeah.
This will be her 8th studio album. So get ready for this. The release date also adds up to her favorite number, 13.
Lucky number 13.
August is the 8th month, plus 2 and 3 from 23rd. I don't know, maybe coincidence?
Absolutely not.
Probably not. Taylor loves to play into that. The fans become these detectives. She loves dropping hints. She even revealed in May she loves putting Easter eggs in her music videos because the fans have so much fun trying to figure it out.
She makes the music thing so much fun, so I love that as well. Swift also explained that the album's tone is going to be, quote, very romantic. It is called Lover, so that's not entirely surprising. But guys, don't expect an entire album full of sappy, upbeat tunes.
No, she says, quote, "I think the idea of something being romantic doesn't have to be a happy song.
Okay.
You can find romance in loneliness or sadness or going through a conflict or dealing with things in your life. It looks at things with a very romantic gaze." So she's saying it can be a sad romantic.
A sad, lonely romantic?
An angry romantic.
An angry romantic? I mean, the best part is making up, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Speaking of new music, BTS and Zara Larsson just dropped a new song together. It is called A Brand New Day. Listen to this, you guys.
I'll be there when the day comes.
Very catchy. The song only features 2 members of the K-pop group, J-Hope and V. Last week, the group dropped a collab with Charlie XCX called Dream Glow. It only featured a few of the members as well. So fans are gearing up for next week's song release, which is supposed to feature RM and Suga. Can't wait to see which artist is collabing on that one.
I'm so excited.
They're doing a lot of these collabs.
Right?
I feel like a lot of people want to get in on the BTS craze.
I do as well. Now, guys, this is the second song that the group has dropped in preparation for the release of the soundtrack for their mobile game. They're both titled BTS World. world. Now, they aren't calling this an album. Get this, they're calling it just an original soundtrack. And if you were wondering, the app is free and is set to feature thousands of new photos and videos of BTS. I'm just so excited to watch their journey, so this is a real treat. It also lets fans become BTS managers and features a game that will match them with the artist they are best suited for. Fans will also be able to interact with the members as well. I
Very
love that connection.
smart.
Yes.
And they have this huge fan base. So you know the fans are going to get in on this.
BTS Army does not play.
Yeah.
Yes, the app drops in June in the U.S. and June 26th specifically in the U.S. And the soundtrack officially drops June 28th and is currently available for pre-order, so get on it.
Yeah, and in celebration of the new single, we want to know who has been your favorite artist to collab with BTS so far. You got Zara, Halsey, Nicki Minaj, or Steve Aoki. It's hard, but vote in our People Poll or tweet us using the hashtag PeopleNow. We'll check in on those results later, but for now we move on to this. Jennifer Lawrence is gearing up for her wedding to art gallery director Cook Maroney, but she admits she just had what she calls her first bridezilla moment.
Can't blame her at all. The X-Men star talked to Kat Sadler on her podcast Naked, saying, quote, "I cried because I thought I didn't want to have a bachelorette party. And last minute, I decided I did. But nobody was available because it was last minute."
What's the song? It's my party and I'll cry if I want to. It's okay to cry. She admits she felt pathetic sobbing to her fiance. She ultimately realized she wasn't crying over a party with her friends. She was upset over the fact that she was leaving Cook for the first time in a while to shoot a film in New Orleans.
Oh, those misplaced feelings will get you in trouble each and every single time. But her fiance, he was such a supportive partner. He comforted her and she finally snapped out of her panic and grabbed a beer, as you do, or in my case, it's some wine.
Or in my case, it's vodka.
It's vodka, but you also non-alcoholic beverages are okay. Now, she says that she'll also plan a future bachelorette weekend when her friends can have more of a heads up. That'll be fun.
Yeah, and when it comes to her actual wedding, J.Lo says she's not crying over that. She says she's too lazy to be neurotic about it, which is a mood, and I can relate.
Yes, absolutely.
Jennifer added that she just wants to marry Maroney, saying, quote, "I wasn't in a place where I was like, I'm ready to get married. I just met Cook. I wanted to marry him. He's my best friend. So I want to legally bind him to me forever. Fortunately, the paperwork exists for such a thing," she says. "It's the greatest. You find your favorite person on the planet, and you're like, you can't leave."
I gotta tell you, that's the best feeling ever. Our anniversary is coming up next month. We're going on 4 years, and I just love him. I love him so much. Did that play a part? You just wanted to legally bind him after
so
the first
can't
date?
leave?
I was like, we go together, and that's
all right,
it.
I'm taking notes. All right, guys. Cardi B claims she is done getting plastic surgery. She was recently forced to postpone multiple concerts in order to recover from her liposuction and breast augmentation procedures. Now the rapper says she is over it.
Hashtag over it. Okay, so on Wednesday, Cardi tweeted out to her 6+ million fans saying, quote, "I've been working out for the past 2 weeks because, bitch, I ain't getting surgery again. But let me tell you, I haven't gotten a headache ever since."
After several liposuction procedures, Cardi was forced to cancel her shows under strict doctor's orders so she could focus on recovery, disappointing fans everywhere. Now, this weekend, Cardi even shared a photo of her swollen feet to show why she needs to chill on the shows. Look at her feet.
Her feet are super, she looks like she's 9 months pregnant. That is super scary.
Wow.
Now, guys, after months of speculation, Cardi came clean about her cosmetic procedures. In early May, she admitted that she had liposuction and breast augmentation post-pregnancy. Now, while performing at the Beale Street Music Festival, she revealed to the crowd saying, quote, "I have some news for y'all. I should have canceled today. I shouldn't really be performing because moving too much is gonna bleep up my lipo. But bleep, I'm still gonna get my mother bleeping money back." I love how real she keeps it with us.
I like you doing the Cardi quotes.
I know, I love
You're really good at that.
Cardi's a girl, yeah.
Cardi admitted that she's worried about her body, saying she has to get better, calling it scary, the way that her body swells up when she's on a plane. It is really scary seeing that picture.
Absolutely.
Cardi also fought back at the critics who said she should exercise instead of getting plastic surgery, saying in part, "My job as an entertainer is a 24-hour job, bro. So no, I don't have time to work out, and I wanted specific things that I know that no matter how much I work out is not gonna get fixed. So yeah, I have to get bleeping surgery. I can do whatever the bleep I want with my body."
I mean, she is absolutely right about that. And there's so much pressure on new moms, especially to get their snatch back right and get their body snatched, especially after they have a baby.
If Cardi can afford it and she wants to do it, who are we saying that she can't do it?
Absolutely.
Either way, rest up, get well soon, Cardi.
Yeah.
All right, watch this.
Also, can't wait to try these. This PR box is magical.
Bro, Kylie Jenner is in some hot water today after posting that video of her opening up a PR box from YouTube beauty guru Jaclyn Hill. Now, she was seemingly unaware of the controversy that's surrounding Hill's lipsticks. The video has since been deleted from Kylie's account, but a fan, you guys, they were so quick, they captured it all.
So if you didn't know either, Hill's lipsticks sold out mere hours after launching on May 20th, but many fans have reported that the products are less than stellar.
Well, less than stellar is a really kind way to put it.
There's
because
some problems.
if you see some of the photos that some of these beauty blogs have captured, it is absolutely wild. Hill's followers started posting pictures of their lipsticks. Take a look at that. That's what we're talking about. Moldy and expired products, urging her to issue a recall. Hill finally addressed the concerns on her YouTube channel Thursday night in a 14-minute video explaining all of that.
Yeah, in that video, she told skeptics that her lipsticks did not go into mass production until the same month that she launched her brand, adding that every ingredient in her lipsticks is FDA approved. She also encouraged fans to contact her company if they were not satisfied with their purchase for a full refund and replacement.
Yeah, and in other Kardashian news, watch this.
I'm so happy to announce today that we have a ride share partnership where formerly incarcerated people will be gifted gift cards so that they can get rides to and from job interviews, to and from jobs, family members, and that is so important, so needed.
That's reality star and activist Kim Kardashian West promoting efforts to help former inmates return to the workforce at the White House on Thursday.
President Trump was on hand to introduce the star, saying, quote, "I knew her father, and I'll tell you, she's got good genes for everything." Also, if you didn't know, it is Trump's birthday today. He's now 73 years old.
Okay. Trump also said, "I hear she's starting to study law. She's also one of the most successful people in the entertainment business. Soon she'll be one of the most successful lawyers." Now, if you didn't know, West has begun a 4-year apprenticeship with the law firm and hopes to take the bar in 2022 and is making prison reform her main focus. That's such a valiant effort. Like,
Yes,
that's a great thing.
I agree.
Doing. Yeah.
Kim has been to the White House several times to lobby President Trump on the issue. She advocated for the passage of the First Step Act, which was signed into law in December. It's a bipartisan piece of legislation that focuses on sentencing reforms and the expansion of programs like the ride-sharing partnership.
All right, that's right. So Kim tweeted on Thursday saying, quote, "While I have been able to offer some support to some of the individuals I have met, the obstacles to success are an everyday struggle for thousands and more needs to be done." And that's right. A lot of people don't think about what happens once you get out of jail and being acclimated back into society. So this is great that they're doing this. That's
Yeah, and a lot of people have these perceptions of Kim Kardashian, but whether you like her or not, she is doing amazing things with what she's been able to accomplish. And Trump mentioned Kanye called him a real good friend, so it's great she's able to use her relationship with the White House for this cause.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, stay with us. We sit down with the hunky Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson to get the details on the newest installment of Men in Black. Plus, it's mini golf like you've never seen it before. Jeannie Mai is here to tell us about ABC's new summer show, Holy Moly. Can't wait for that. All right, in honor of BTS dropping their new song with Zara Larsson, we've been asking you to vote on your favorite BTS collab in our People poll. So let's take a look. I'm curious what you guys are saying.
Okay,
Halsey.
you guys were here for the Halsey. Oh, that was a good song. Good video, too.
I mean, Zara Larsson said 9%, but people maybe haven't heard the song yet.
Yeah,
it just happened.
Has to grow on you. And of course, we have Nicki Minaj and Steve Aoki. So keep voting for now. But for now, we move on to this. There's a new celebrity house in Flippertown. Well, there's a new house in Flippertown, and he started big. Maroon 5 frontman Adam Levine sold the Beverly Hills home for $45 million. He listed the property just over a year after he and his wife, model Behati Prinsloo, bought it from one of the co-creators of Will and Grace.
So TMZ first reported on the listing, also noting that the couple had spent $7 million to remodel the massive 10,000 square foot home, which has 12 bathrooms and 5 bedrooms. 12 bathrooms?
Wow.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah, only 5 bedrooms into anyway. There's also an enormous 50-foot living room and a separate guest house.
That guest house is nice because when the family comes to visit, they don't need to use your 12 bathrooms. They have the guest house. It also has 2 kitchens. There's one for the family, and the other was designed with a personal chef in mind.
Oh, I would want that.
Right? Every single day, cook me healthy meals. Now, if you could fit in, you really could fit in a lot of food and entertaining in that dining room. Take a look at that, yeah.
The property also includes a gym, a swimming pool, a screening room, an outdoor kitchen with a pizza oven, cabin. Tennis pro Pete Sampras previously owned the mansion, so of course the sprawling estate also comes with a tennis court.
Imagine coming home to that every single day.
Yeah.
Now, according to the listing held by Kurt Rappaport of West Side Estate Agency, the luxurious home features state-of-the-art amenities and is located in an exclusive Beverly Hills neighborhood. Levine and Prinsloo bought the property in 2018 for just shy of $34 million. Just a little chump change there.
Yeah, a little pocket change there. Oh, I wish I could live in a house like that.
Same,
All
one
right,
day.
we move on to this. Watch.
Who's the sexiest Avenger?
Whoa.
I know. Tough one.
Wait, before or after?
After.
Oh, sorry, Spider-Man.
Okay. Smattering applause.
Thor?
Who was your...
So funny. Jake Gyllenhaal is stopping by Ellen in an episode airing Friday. He's in the hot seat for a round of burning questions, revealing that apparently he thinks Spider-Man is hot. I can get down with that.
Yeah.
Spider-Man is hot. The webs he can get out of his
He's all
wrist.
covered up. Yeah.
The audience wasn't too satisfied with that, but he saved himself when he said Thor. In his defense, he is starring as the villain Mysterio in the newest Spider-Man movie. Maybe Spider-Man was just top of mind.
Yeah.
Who do you think's the best-looking Avenger?
Definitely Captain America. And his
Yeah.
birthday was yesterday.
Happy birthday.
Yes. So we learned quite a lot about Jake in this interview, including the fact that Andrea Boehlke, I don't think you knew this, but he sleeps naked.
I feel like everyone sleeps naked.
I know,
this isn't
right?
shocking.
It is summertime, so it makes sense, and the crowd got pretty excited about that, and so did Ellen, actually. And then the next question Ellen asked him was, what's his favorite body part? Now, Jake got a little confused. He followed up asking a question on a person, and the two joked about a kangaroo body for a while, but once it was confirmed that she was referring to a person, do you know what his answer was?
What?
His answer was a woman's neck.
Interesting.
Very interesting,
He also
right?
said collarbones and the nape of the neck are very beautiful. I wouldn't. You have a wonderful neck.
I thank you so
Nicole.
much, but you do as well. You said you've gotten compliments on it
On my
before, right?
collarbones,
Yes,
yeah.
that's a very nice thing to compliment a
The
woman
game
on.
finishes off with a bang. Ellen asked Jake what celebrity he could do an impression of. He goes with Harrison Ford in The Fugitive. So take a look.
He's like on his... Are you saying I killed my wife? Are you saying I crushed your skull? When I came home, there was a man in my house. This man had a mechanical arm. You find this man. That was it.
Wow.
Well, that's the most intense
Yes.
impression I've ever
Ellen
seen.
had to stand
That's
up
pretty
and
good,
give
though.
him a
I'm
round of
terrible at
applause.
impressions,
Yeah.
so kudos for that one.
Kudos to him. All right, so moving on to this. Calling all rescue dog parents. People's World's Cutest Rescue Dog Contest, presented by Pedigree, is here, and we want to turn your furry friend into a star.
So all you have to do is upload a photo of your dog. Tell us how adopting a pet changed your life and theirs. Dogs of all shapes, sizes, and ages are welcome.
Oh yeah, one lucky winner will be chosen by People, Pedigree, and celeb judges Catherine Schwarzenegger and Dan from Dan and Shay.
Love Dan from Dan and
Yeah,
Shay. Love
me
them both.
too, yes.
Last year's winner was the adorable Penny, a one-eyed golden retriever who was saved from the streets of Turkey by Kyra's rescue. She was adopted by a very loving family in Silver Spring, Maryland.
What a sweet face. And the prizes are pretty awesome, you guys. The grand prize winner will receive, are you ready for this? A custom photo shoot, a feature in People magazine and on people.com, and a year's supply of dog food from Pedigree, and $1,000 donation to the Pet Rescue Organization of the winner's choice.
Some good prizes there. Submissions are open from June 10th to June 30th, so visit the website below to submit your pup. The winner will be announced in September live on NBC's Today with Hoda and Jenna.
Good luck.
Mom?
The exciting thing I think about this season is that we get to take a look at a lot of the other characters as well, and we get to go deep diving into their worlds, and people are holding secrets that they might not want necessarily to come out. And I think it's really interesting, and I'm so proud of my fellow actors. They've done really beautiful performances, so I'm excited about the audience seeing it this
The
season.
layers kind of peel back.
Man,
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and it was fun to me also to watch it as a producer. I got to watch it during the process of editing, and just to be surprised by some of the performances. It was just, and in love with the performances that the other actors did. It was really nice.
Season 2 of Absentia hits Amazon Prime today, led by the amazing STANA KATIC.
Yeah, the thriller follows the life of a former FBI agent as she tries to piece her life back together after being kidnapped and tortured for 6 years.
Wow, very intense stuff. So how did STANA unwind while filming? Watch.
I would go on hikes quite a bit, actually. Like, we were filming in the Balkans in Bulgaria, and it's a very mountainous region, and I met with a family who are 3 generations of alpinists, and they just shared and showed me some of the best and most sort of secret spots, and kind of took me under their wing, and I was really fortunate for that.
You'd be the ultimate tour guide for that area now, right?
Now, essentially,
like,
yeah.
You know,
I kind of feel like it, right?
Yeah?
I'm like, I should get like a tour article going.
I'm sorry, I'm honing in on you mentioning like all these secret little spots and stuff on the
Yeah.
hike. Was there some moment that you had that was just like the ultimate catharsis for you? Like, oh, this is great. I can't believe I'm here. Yeah. Did you have that?
We went into this one region where it was the source of one of the main riverways and one of the main lakes of the region. And look, the water in the Balkans is so pure. It's so, because it's all karst topography, right? And so you get this wonderful like mix of the alkaline sort of mountains and stone that make the water like a pH positive, right? So to drink from it is really healthy. It feels like it.
It's literally refreshing.
Yeah. So I went to the source of one of these spots, and I know that nobody was going there. I know that nobody's really allowed there, and I know that the locals keep it very secret, and I feel like it's something that's very precious to them for some reason. I don't know. It feels like it's kind of like given from father to son, the information of it. Yeah. So it was really wonderful. It was such a gift.
And just hearing her talk about this is so peaceful.
I want to taste that water. Is that the Fountain of Youth? Is that where
I
it
think
is?
so. Let's go,
okay, that's where we're going.
Now, in addition to hiking and some yoga on the side, we had to know what kind of physical training was involved in becoming her character.
For this character in specific, we had a lot of physical training. We were doing quite a bit of stunts, so we had a lot of choreography to work on, and part of what they wanted to do was make sure that I was scrappier than I normally am. So they worked a lot with boxing and different styles of boxing.
The tough.
And you do,
workouts, yeah.
do you do all your own stunts?
I try to. Yeah, I love it. For me, it's fun. I always have, great backup in my stunt partners, so I was lucky in that way. But I also find that sometimes production tries to keep me from doing stunts that I want to do. Like I want to do like all of the fierce, jumping 3 stories thing, and they'll set that up at a time when I'm obviously changing over into an outfit.
Like, sorry, you couldn't work it in.
Yeah.
It's like not only do they want to keep you healthy, but alive is also nice to continue the series.
Yeah.
It works for them.
But what's the crazy stunt that you actually did get to do?
So many. We did a lot of underwater stuff, and that was intense. And the reason it is intense is because, obviously for people who have seen the show, you're stuck in a box for a period of time, and it's full of water. And working out camera angles, working out focus, there's all kinds of issues when you're dealing with water that you just don't have to deal with in other situations. So that was one of them.
Is there anything more terrifying than being in a box filling up with water?
I'm so claustrophobic. I'm literally sweating right now. Can you imagine what it feels like to have all that water on you?
Yeah, well, especially if you have to hold your breath for a long time.
Yes. Now, you may also recognize STANA from a little show called Castle. She played Kate Beckett for 8 seasons, and so many people love this show.
Yes, the beloved series ended back in 2016, and STANA revealed her main takeaways from that time in her life.
It was a show that audiences loved. And so I think the fact that we managed to touch so many people across the globe, and I still have the reverberating effects of that, meaning that people reach out and they express how much that character and that show meant to them. I think that's really special. And then another takeaway that I have is I have a lovely group of people that I worked with, and so I've kept in touch with many of them. And you spend that many hours together, you're going to establish relationships that are kind of lifelong. So combination of those two.
Yeah. My wife and I watched every episode. We loved it. It became like a benchmark for us every week. It really did. Loved it. You and Nathan Fillion, you guys were so good together. It's the day and age of reboots. Any chance it would come back?
I think that would be a question for Andrew Marlowe.
Yeah?
Yeah, because he is the brain behind it all. And so that would have to kind of seed from his brain.
If Andrew calls you tomorrow and says, we want to do it, and everyone else is on board, what does STANA say?
Wait and see.
Having met so many people who suffered from addiction, I've seen over and over again that sadly, the root cause can so often be traced right back to the very earliest years of someone's life. Trauma experienced in early childhood, in some cases as a result of separation, abandonment, abuse, or even emotional neglect, can have a lasting effect.
In a rare move, Kate Middleton took the podium this week to give a moving speech for a very good cause. Here to tell us all about it is People's senior news editor, Erin Hill. Hello, Erin.
Hi.
Happy Friday. How are you doing?
Good.
Let's talk about this. So we know from the clip we just watched that, Kate gave a speech about addiction awareness, but tell us even more about what she said.
Yeah, so this is a cause really important to her. She has really tried to break the stigma and shame around addiction and mental health illness. So this is all a part of that. She's kicking off Addiction Awareness Month. So she's talking just about her experience. She's worked with this organization, Action on Addiction, for a few years now. She's a patron. And so she's shown up to open centers in the past.
Wow.
She's made secret visits to meet with people who are working with this organization and families who are affected by addiction. So it's a really important cause for her.
Such an important cause. Now, we have to talk about something, the elephant in the room, her style.
This dress.
This dress. Okay, so
Yes.
she recycles outfits, which I love, right? Because if she can recycle an outfit, so can I.
Oh,
Where
yeah.
have we seen this
And
dress
this is
before?
one I've been wanting to see for a few years
Yeah.
now. So she first wore this in 2016 to an event at the Natural History Museum, and it is one of her most daring looks to date. I mean,
Why do you say it's daring?
It's the shoulder bearing.
It's
It's a
tight.
little sexy for
Yeah.
her, and we've been seeing her in a lot of coat dresses. She's modeling herself after the Queen now, so it's nice to see she's still breaking these pieces out of the closet.
Because
She's
like,
so
I'll
young.
show you daring.
I'll show you daring. Listen.
For her, it's daring.
Yes,
For her,
and
it's daring.
her body is just
And
like,
just-
she looks amazing. Yeah.
This is a total glam look for
It's
her.
a total glam look, and of
Yeah.
course we have to talk about the shoes.
The shoes.
A very Cinderella moment here, right?
It is sparkly Jimmy Choo silver heels.
Oh,
beautiful.
When she wore this dress 3 years ago, she wore these nude strappy heels that were less dramatic.
Yeah.
So these are amazing.
I love these shoes.
Yeah, those are great. Also this week, Kate surprised everyone by making an unexpected cameo on a British children's show, Blue Peter. So let's take a quick look at that.
I'm gonna go right from the back here. What things have you guys found when you've been here?
We found tadpoles.
Do you know what the tadpoles eventually turn into?
Frogs.
Have you ever seen any froggies?
Yeah, there are frogs here.
Are you gonna pick it up? Wow. Careful, careful. Look at you.
Oh my goodness,
That is amazing.
Whoa, so she's great with kids, first of all.
Well, she is
Second, what
three, yeah.
exactly are they
We're
doing?
seeing Kate in her element here in the outdoors. So they're doing something called pond dipping, and they're just sticking nets into the water, hoping to catch little creatures. And they did. They ended up catching a salamander and looking for tadpoles. Later in the episode, she was building a den, a fort in the forest with these kids. So this is still a part of her initiative to really foster mental well-being in children. And she believes that having kids be outdoors, it really helps foster creativity and confidence. And she says for her own 3 children, she makes sure, at least, even if it's just for 10 or 15 minutes a day, she wants them in the yard, she wants them playing outside.
Pond dipping, I love that. That's like my childhood,
Yeah,
basically.
I had no idea what that was. Like literally, while that clip was rolling,
We
we were
don't often see
like,
royals in this kind
We
of appearance.
don't.
So why
Dressed
did you
down.
think that she decided to appear on television and talk about this topic?
This move really shows that she wants to reach a really wide audience with as many families as possible to really spread this message.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so the royals have a very busy week coming up. First up, we have the Order of the Garter, which is on Monday. So, all right, what does this entail and what can we expect to see there?
This is one of my favorite events because it dates back so many centuries, back to the 1300s, and this is one of the most senior orders of knighthood. So the Queen herself selects Knights of the Garter, and so they'll receive their knighthood, and they dress up in these elaborate robes, these hats with these ostrich feathers.
And they have the sashes
the
as well.
sashes.
I mean, look at all that pomp
the
and
hat, right?
pageantry.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
William actually got his knighthood in 2008. At the time he was dating Kate. She was in the audience to watch. It was a big deal to have her there.
And look at where they are now.
Can we just bring these hats just to everyday life here?
Now, Erin, you were saying they've been wearing these hats for a really long time, since the 13th century? Look at that. So much history there, yeah.
Then on Tuesday, it's the kickoff to Royal Ascot. We get some best photos of the Queen at this event. So break it down. What is it? How long does it last? And what can we expect this year?
Royal Ascot is the social event of the British season. Everyone comes out for this. It's a 5-day event, the most important horse race in Britain, but of course it's all eyes on the royals. Celebrities show up, aristocrats, socialites. There's a strict dress code. Women have to wear, the hats even have a designated size, can be no smaller than 4 inches at the base. So
The fascinators, they have to be huge.
No small fascinators,
Okay.
big hats. The bigger the better.
What happens if you wear a hat that's too small?
Do you want to take the risk and find out?
We tried it and show up.
Yes. Are we expecting to see Meghan and Harry there?
We likely won't see Meghan. She made her debut last year. If you remember, it's when she did her little My Fair Lady look. She looked looked amazing in this white dress.
Yes.
She's still on maternity leave. The reason we saw her at Trooping, it was a family occasion.
Got it.
But this is still a royal official outing. We'll likely see William and Kate and everyone else. So
I can't wait to see it. And I wonder if Kate will re-wear another dress. Like, that would be so. She probably will. Why not?
Yes.
Just make sure that hat is big.
Yeah.
All right, so we're definitely going to keep our eyes peeled for all the fun events to come. Erin, thank you so much. Happy Friday. Now we move on to this. Watch.
At some point, you make a choice about who you are and what you want.
Hey, I'm Rue. I'm an addict.
You're about to start a brand new chapter.
HBO's new drama Euphoria drops this Sunday. Now, it revolves around the lives of a group of teens trying to deal with life while navigating high school. Do you remember those days? It looks
I barely remember high school, but I'm excited to watch.
Me too.
Storm Reid plays Gia Bennett, the younger sister of Zendaya's character Rue. So she stopped by People Now to tell us why it was so important for them to make a show with this type of storyline.
The show's really about what teens go through in the real world, and I feel like it can be a tough conversation to have. But I think watching it, I think it will evoke a lot of conversation, and it may be uncomfortable for some, but it's really what's happening, and I feel like it's a conversation that needs to be had.
Such a different time, but very cool. Now, she also revealed what it was like working with Zendaya. Take a look.
To just always be humble. Of course I learned that in my household, but she is a great representation of that. And then just to be able to have her in my corner to get advice from her when I need it, and just have her as another big sister is something that means the world.
Yeah.
It's so crazy because Storm Reid is only 15
I know.
years old, so well spoken and mature. I
She's
love
gonna
her.
be a powerhouse. She already is a powerhouse.
She already is.
Yeah.
You can catch Storm Reid in Euphoria when it premieres June 16th on HBO. All right, now watch this.
Catching up on my daily meditation. Time for lunch, I think. You hungry?
It's 9:30.
Perfect. Tuesday's taco day.
The Men in Black are back with a major and much-needed twist. This time around, we have a female agent. Woo!
Girl
Come on, girl power.
Yeah, come on,
Yes.
girls. Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth star in the latest installment of the beloved Men in Black franchise, and they told us what they love most about the original movie.
I think I was about 14 when the first one came out. I just remembered, that scene, one of the opening scenes with Will Smith running through the street, tracking down that alien, and just kind of, I think I'd seen Will Smith then, but this was the first time I really went, oh my God, this guy is the most charismatic human on the planet, and how we want to hang out with that guy, and then the whole film had that tone. It was just fun, and the idea that there are aliens living amongst us, and you walk out of the cinema and you kind of have an extra look at things you may have not been paying attention to, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, but just some of the ideas, the early ideas, like this idea that the, newspapers, the tabloid papers are where you get the actual truth about what happens in the universe. The way that these films manage to take the real world and turn it on its head, it makes you ever curious about what the world is.
Such a great point. I would love to hang out with Will Smith as well.
Yeah.
On that. Kumail Nanjiani is also part of the project. The comedian plays Pawnee, an alien sidekick to the Men in Black. He told us why it was so fun playing his role.
He's very easy, he's sort of very much of a freewheeling kind of guy. I don't have the pressure of having to put on the suit and all that. I'm just a weird CG character, so it was just, for me, really, really fun.
I love him. He's so funny. Men in Black International is now playing in theaters nationwide, so be sure to check it out.
Fellas. And here comes trouble.
Crossy Ward, Jackie Raw, FBI. You mind if I call you D?
I have an arraignment.
Arraignment's what I want to talk to you about. Your suspect's an informant of mine. He's working a decent case.
You want me to let him off?
Is there a misunderstanding here?
No. See, I understand perfectly.
What are you, some kind of...
Ooh, I sense a lack of law and order in Showtime's Sitting on a Hill. Aldous Hodge and Kevin Bacon's new show covers crime, sex, drugs, and the judicial system with a twist. Aldous Hodge stopped by People Now to give us all the deets on this show. Plus, we had to talk about Kevin Bacon. Watch.
Set in 1992 is where we start. We're dealing with criminals playing chess at their maximum game level. I played the Corsi Ward. He's an ADA coming to town from Brooklyn, trying to clean up crime and doing it the right way, but he realizes they play dirty, and he has to play a little dirty in order to win the war. So Kevin Bacon, he's a crooked FBI agent who I have to work alongside, and he's kind of teaching me the ropes. You know, for us, it's a little weird partnership just because we need each other, but we don't exactly trust each other, don't exactly like each other, but we need each other to get the job done. He is a morally sound guy, and his journey throughout the season that we see is him trying to figure out how to maintain and hold on to himself, as much of himself as possible, while still trying to get the job done, because it's one of those situations where he's constantly put in these environments where he has to figure out, do I give up the battle to win the war? Will I even get to further beyond this point? He's learning how crooked the system that he works within actually is. And he's realizing that in order to do the little good that he wants, sometimes he has to be a little crooked himself. And he doesn't exactly want to be. You know, that's not what he came to do. He came to be Mr. Superhero, right? You know, so he's fighting against himself, and we'll see where it goes.
So after seeing Aldous playing many supporting roles, it's about time we see him take the lead. And speaking of time, Aldous revealed to us his hidden passion. He actually builds watches. He's a horology engineer, and Aldous took some time to tell us.
I'm a watch designer. I've been a conceptual designer for a number of years. Started my own company, and as of since, I've just been designing away. Currently, I'm just raising financing to continue manufacturing, but that is my thing. I'm a horologist. And you know, as many people know, I'm an artist all the way around. I paint, I have to do something artistic at all times. It's my language. So when I'm not on set, I'm probably off in Switzerland, or I'm at home at a factory trying to figure out how to make parts and pieces and put it all together, because it's a passion of mine to just continually build and create. And horology, for some reason, it caught the bug years ago. So, you know, I'm not much of a collector, but I do buy pieces that teach me things. Okay. Like this piece in particular, it's a Bulgari Papillon Voyager from this watchmaker, Daniel Roth. Daniel Roth is an insanely talented and gifted and accomplished watchmaker, and some of his accomplishments are things that I learned from. So it's sort of, I'm buying school lessons.
Yeah. The man knows his watches. You'll see those watches in stores soon, just you wait. And before we let him go, we wanted to get to know Aldous a little more with a quick round of a People Now Confess Sesh. Take a look.
Who is your biggest celebrity crush? Back in the day, your boy was feeling Salma Hayek.
Oh, okay. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not mad, but then she got married. I was like,
You feel a little bad, yeah.
I can't even holler at you.
What is it?
Share an embarrassing first date. Ooh. 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 I'll be honest, I don't have any embarrassing first dates.
I'm not at all surprised to hear that.
Yeah. Wow, shocking.
I really don't. I'm old school. Like usually the date ends off in like a relationship for like 2 or 3 years.
The embarrassing part is it lasts forever.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean, your boy is smooth with it.
You know her as a host on the Emmy Award-winning talk show The Real, as a true fashionista and style expert, and now she's a sideline correspondent of ABC's new mini golf competition. Holy moly, we have JEANNIE Mai in the studio. JEANNIE, thanks for joining us.
I know, this is so exciting.
Oh my God, so good to see you.
Thank you.
Of
Thanks
course,
for having me.
Of course, our pleasure. So you have so much going on these days. I mean, Andrea just listed out everything that you're doing.
Your schedule's packed.
Your schedule
Right.
is jammed.
I'm going to Europe for the whole summer, and then just getting out some sun and working out all my bikinis for my Instagram. You know, that life.
Yes, I love that life. But
Yeah.
what's your favorite way to unwind when you are really working and out there on your golf?
Honestly, miniature golf.
Oh,
Hands down.
very
no.
fitting. Yeah.
So being the sideline correspondent for Holy Moly was the coolest experience, because I used to mini golf a lot when I was younger. I'm from the Bay. There was this golf course called Golfland, and I had so many fun dates there. Couple of first kisses. Can you have a couple of firsts? The other one didn't count.
Yeah, everybody don't count.
And so yeah, it was just such a fun show, and I never knew that there were so many mini golf fanatics out there.
Yeah, well, it's perfect, and your new show is this entirely new take on a competition series. So let's take a look at a clip.
Let's do it.
Let's check in with JEANNIE down on the course.
Thanks, Joe. Now, Surf or Turf is all about power and accuracy. Our brave golfers will take turns putting up the massive wave, hoping their balls land on the island green. If you miss and your opponent makes it, you'll have to putt across the narrow land bridge instead. Let's see how they do.
So fun. Okay, so I've gone mini golfing, but it's never been quite like that. No, not at all. This looks insane.
American Ninja Warrior meets Happy Gilmore.
Okay.
But you don't just have to get the ball into the hole, you've got to survive to the end of the course. Guys, they're like huge windmills that can knock like grown people right off the course. There are glaciers that are slippery that you have to climb up and fight polar bears.
So you hit the ball and then you go after? Is that how it works?
Or you have to dodge like rumbling logs that are coming at you as you hit the ball.
Have you tried the courses yet?
Hell yeah. Oh, I got a minute.
What is the most difficult thing that you did?
I would say this one right here, this icy glacier. See, that's covered with glycerin. I used to use glycerin on my face, not no more. And you basically have to clamber to the top, fight off that polar bear, get to the ball, hit it back down to the flag right there.
Yeah,
it's
that
insane.
is so fun.
Yeah.
I love competitions like this, so it's like totally down my alley. Are the contestants actually mini golf professionals, or who competes?
It's everybody. Mom, dad, sister, grandmas, and Steph Curry, who happens to be one of our executive producers. So it's everybody who loves miniature golf.
The cast does seem really awesome. You just alluded to Steph, by the way. And so there's Rob, there's Joe, and Steph is an executive producer, like you said. Now, what does each of them bring to the table to really help shape the show?
Yeah, Rob Riggle is funny as hell.
Yeah,
he's just hilarious. And Joe Tessitore on the end with the yellow there, he's so nice, and he just gives great commentary to let us know exactly all the technicalities about getting this ball in. And then Steph Curry's a golf pro, so he brings his magic, he brings his finesse, and he brings the Bay Area vibe, which is where I'm from.
You still go on mini golf dates? Is that kind of your go-to?
You know, I just recently went to a miniature golf course, but I didn't go on a date, but I should hint to a guy.
It's a good date, except I'm a sore loser, so when I'm bad at something, then people see a bad side of me.
I was about to say, they get the real side of you.
But that's why it's the best first date place, because you can see if your person needs some therapy.
Yeah, needs some therapy. Oh no, it's very true.
And by the way, really quickly, Steph and the Golden State Warriors played last night.
Yeah.
Have you talked to him, sent him a text?
No, I didn't, because I'm too busy watching Drake rub it in for the rest of us. Yo, you're like covering all of my GIFs and my memes on my gram right now. The Bay reigns supreme anyway. It was such a fun game, and I just love seeing the camaraderie. That's all that matters. And he's easy and too short representing for us. So.
Let's talk about, you have so much going on. Let's talk about your YouTube channel, Hello Honey. Wide range of topics here. Everything from makeup all the way to human trafficking. So what inspired you to start this channel?
Well, I've turned 40 this year, and I just had an amazing time reflecting on all the things that I've learned about in my life. I was just talking to somebody about all the things you woulda, coulda, shoulda done. Well, if I had somebody like myself with the Hello Honey channel, I would have been more confident about owning those mistakes and then having somebody to talk to when it comes to those things I didn't know how to navigate, like finances, like credit cards, marriage,
relationships,
divorce, how to say no. What are boundaries? What's okay and what's being a bitch? And when is being a bitch okay? Like there's so much that I had to learn that I wanted to make a channel that talks about all the things that I learned in order to grow stronger and better and to find your most confident self. Because I think at the end of the day, that's the dream for us all.
Yeah, and you're such a great role model. So it's good to have someone out there.
For women of all ages.
I mean, I don't make all the best decisions, but what I've learned is own you before they do. The second you let somebody else own something about you that you haven't yet embraced, that's when you become insecure, and that's when you give them the right to say anything about you. And nobody can have that right.
That's such a great lesson, Jeannie. Okay, so I watched one of the videos that you had on your channel. It was a really tough conversation that you had with your mom, and you discussed sort of the fallout that you had that lasted 8 years, and it was a very terrible thing that happened to you as a child, talking about sexual abuse here. And you had that conversation with your mom. Having it on camera was so brave, Jeannie. What was the driving factor that led to you having that conversation with her?
Thank you for watching it. The number one thing I am sick of doing, because I'm guilty of doing this myself, is blaming my culture for a lot of things that I didn't do when I was younger. So holding things in, not talking to my parents about things that bothered me, not saying no when I should have. I blame that on Asians are submissive, they're quiet, we don't talk about problems, it's how I grew up, I should have known better. No, that's me. That's me, that's my parents. We are responsible for how we want to change. So I'm not gonna blame it on an entire culture. And I don't think that anybody else should too. So when I talked about this, my black friends were like, yo, we do the same thing. Black people don't go to therapy. Why are we blaming that on a whole culture? When is that one black person gonna go to therapy and change the narrative? So I wanted to be that girl that says, you know what, I'm gonna confront my mom and just see how it falls out, or how it comes out. And hopefully, even if it turned out wrong, that now that now I learned what I could have said to her differently, and somebody else can learn from that. Thankfully,
Inspire
it didn't
people.
turn out
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
But I also asked for her consent. I said, Mom, I need to talk to you about something really serious. We're gonna record it. If you don't feel comfortable with the way that it pans out, we can not air it. But I feel like this is a conversation that a lot of AMs, which AM means brothers and sisters in Vietnamese, should hear. And she agreed.
And she agreed to it. Now, after that conversation was taped and if you guys talked, I'm sure it was hard to like move past that, or have you guys, that helped you guys heal?
Girl, it was better.
Really?
Oh my God, what I learned is the last step of healing is to see being able to help somebody else. So what actually happened is she and I were like, okay, she was like, do you forgive me? Are you okay? And I said, I do, because I understand now. I just needed to hear from your own voice why you did that. And then we read the comments on YouTube.
Oh, do you
it
read
reached
the comments?
Oh my God, we reached out
videos like this.
Yeah,
I bet it was very positive.
yeah.
So 1 million people watched it within the first night.
Yeah.
And when we woke up, I was in tears reading all the comments because everybody from people writing in Hebrew to Japanese to Spanish were saying this was a similar situation that happened to them, either that they had been abused or that they tried to tell their family and their family said, I don't believe you. And so the number one thing I felt so happy about is, oh my God, first of all, to people who have loved ones, if somebody comes to you with a problem, the first thing you don't say is, I don't believe you. You just listen. Even if you don't know what to say, just listen first and empathize and feel them within you.
Right.
Sometimes that's all they needed, not really knowing what your answer should be, right? So that's what my mom didn't do. And then the second thing is sexual abuse. We just need to be able to talk about that more so that we're more careful about who we let in our household.
And sexual abuse is something that happens to a lot of people, and a lot of people are really afraid to come forward because with stories like yours, someone doesn't believe you.
Right.
So what is your number one message to someone out there that is facing a similar situation, and how do they find the strength to come forward and talk about it?
Well, the number one thing I would say is every single thing is meant to happen to teach you a lesson, but that healing part is necessary in order for you to grasp what that lesson is. So you have to heal in order to learn better. Now that I've healed from it, I don't blame my abuser. I do blame my abuser, but I don't blame myself anymore. And what I've learned is I learned how to speak up, that saying yes to somebody else means saying no to me at times, and I can't let that happen. And also that there's never a wrong time to heal. It can happen 20 years later, like it did for me.
Yeah.
And at just the right time, because when the student is ready, the teacher will appear, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's big lessons for the mothers and the daughters as well, everyone involved.
And I just want to say thank you for putting that video out there.
Thank you.
Because it's going to inspire a
So
lot of people to open up those really difficult conversations.
I hope so. It did for me. So that's the one person affected would mean so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
All right,
thank
Jeannie,
you.
let's move on to something a little lighter here. Now, back in January, you were linked to a rapper by the name of Young Jeezy, and you said that you two were just having a good time during an episode of The Real. So, Jeannie, talk to me, girl. What is the status of you and Jeezy? Are y'all still hanging out today?
I'm enjoying my personal life by keeping it personal.
Okay.
Honestly, like that's one thing I've learned is just like keeping it to myself. It's a big year for me. So when something exciting happens, I promise I'll be able
You'll
to share
stop by People Now and tell us?
Yes.
Okay.
I will
You're
do
having
that.
fun, you're dating.
Yeah, I'm having a good time. And most of all, like I learned what self-love is about. So now I know how to recognize what's healthy out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's talk about this. So there's a conversation on Twitter that's happening right now. It
Oh
seems
my
to
God.
kind of circulate a lot
Yes.
about people not washing their hands after they go to the bathroom.
Who are these people?
I know.
Okay, I'm talking about it.
A couple years ago, though, your co-host Adrian had said that she didn't wash her hands.
You know about that, right?
Yeah.
I'm aware. It's a problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on this? And what do you think about people not washing their hands after they use their bathroom?
I think they're disgusting and that they need a talking to and that I am going to unfollow you as we speak.
Yeah.
No, I think it's so gross. I mean, let's be honest, like disease is already as bad as it gets, especially living, in America where we shouldn't have some of the insanitary situations that we do. And we're talking about the toilet.
We are
What's
talking
the
about.
problem?
Okay, but Adrian said she doesn't use it when she's in the house.
I know, and
home.
by the way, just in Adrian's defense, she does use hand sanitizer. She does wash her hands. now.
Okay, so that's
And
the
some
clarification.
People just don't know. But
Okay.
I think that when you really, I think it's over 300,000 different types of forms of bacteria that exist on your clothing and your hands when you leave the bathroom. The least you can do is wash your hands.
your hands.
kind of come around a little bit.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
So we'll
she's evolved.
and we have to ask you about this one as well. There was some drama between some of the women on The Real, host Tamar Braxton, or former host Tamar Braxton, after she got upset for thinking that she was no longer being on the show. Now, she recently issued an apology to a list of the people on The Real. Do you ever think that that friendship between you and Tamar could ever be restored?
I just want her and everybody on The Real to have a great, peaceful life. So whatever that means, go about that. Like, I don't want to have expectations on who's gonna be friends, who's gonna braid someone's hair. No, like, I don't care beyond that. Just everybody have like an enjoyable life for yourself. That's most important, and then everything else that happens after that is natural.
Yeah,
Fair
sounds
enough.
good. All right, time for a little game. We're gonna play a quick game, special edition of our rapid fire game just for you. This one's called Rapid Fire Style Edition. Okay. We want to dive into what Jeannie likes. Ready?
Ew.
All right. A bright lip or a dark lip?
Dark lip.
Yeah, you're rocking that right now.
A statement necklace or a statement earrings?
Statement earrings.
What about Prince? Hot or not?
Hot. Crazy.
What about summer fashion must-have? What are some of the most summer fashion must-have?
Ooh, glossy skin, a great book, and a really saucy two-piece.
Ooh.
Oh.
What summer trend are you looking forward to the most?
That really saucy two-piece.
Okay, so here's a trend that's happening again. I'd love to see the saucy two-piece with Crocs. What are your thoughts on Crocs?
Yo, Post Malone, I love you. I still can't get down with those. I don't get it, but do what suits you, man. Like, if you feel comfortable in it, I'd rather people feel comfortable than being who they're not, you know?
Okay, fair enough.
Thoughts on wearing leather boots or other fall and winter pieces in the summer?
Leather boots, baby.
There it is.
You wear
All
it,
day.
you can do it. All right. Jeannie, thank you so much. We
Thank
talked
you,
about
guys.
everything that we talked about.
Yeah,
You guys,
that was
check
fun.
out Jeannie and ABC's Holy Moly, which premieres Thursday, June 20th at 8 p.m. All right, coming up next week, Bill Pullman shares the eerie comparisons between his dark storyline on The Sinner and his own life.
Plus, The Hill star Stephanie Pratt is getting emotional about her relationship with her brother, Spencer Pratt, and she tells us where they stand. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and now we leave you with one last thing from Susie Orman. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Bye.
Hi everybody, Susie Orman here, and this is the one last thing. The last thing I Googled was Cal's last name, Cal Mitchell. I didn't know his last name and I was just with him. Oh my God, the last TV show I binged was The Handmaidens. I love that show.
He is faithful and just to forgive us.
The last song I jammed out to was Sweet Psycho. Love that song. Are you kidding me?